Hey, how you guys doing? Alright, so I did a video earlier, but I decided I decided to go ahead and remake it. I got a dislike on it, um, and I did think to myself that it was a little bit negative and one-sided towards this particular vehicle. And so I decided to go ahead and delete it, and I do have some more time, and I am, working on researching this. I'm down to the last 12,000. So I just had a game in this where I got 49 kills. um, obviously in Assault Arcade. So I have gotten a couple of complaints from people. Um, I would say some of it about my actual gameplay, and then some of it was basically, I would say, just trollish stuff. But so I can't really say they're legitimate, questions or concerns. So, but anyway, so if you guys want to know what it is that I said that about this, I said that um, that when you're in the Leopard 2K, um, that when you run out of ammo in your quick storage or your quick fire area, when you run out of that, uh, you it takes maybe 10 seconds to take a shell from underneath and put it in the rack so you can fire it quickly. And on here it takes 24 seconds. So after you fire 15 shells, um, you know, you pretty much can't use that lower storage rack, which is kind of can make the game kind of not very fun, especially if you're in a place where you can't actually get ammo. So if you're playing this tank on Kursk, or if you're playing this tank on what other maps are bad? I think it's called Cyan or something like that. Um, but but if you're playing on the actual German map, or if you're playing on I can't. It's the multi-nation map. It's pretty good. So yeah, feel free to comment. I'll try to answer them. This is actually the map. So is it Fluda? Is that what that is? Fluda? This is actually one of the better maps. The problem with this is that a lot of people can't do it. It's very hard. It's a very hard map to complete. So a lot of people don't do it. So what I've been doing basically is I have 19 shots in the beginning. Is just really taking my time with them. Now I'm going to go ahead and start out with this vehicle. And the reason why is because the first wave are light tanks, and the 20 millimeter gun on the top of it makes real quick work of them, which is pretty good. So you guys can see we got a 20 millimeter cannon, and it pretty much just rips up these with no problem. Now I turned off grass for a little bit because it just seemed to be a lot better turning the grass off. But then it does look the terrain relatively looks horrible. So I kind of wish you could just change the quality. There is texture quality, but I couldn't figure it out. So you guys can see I haven't fired nothing, and I'm able to kill most of these guys with the 20 millimeter gun. So even if I'm not pinning through, it's well worth doing this just because of how many kills I can rack up. 7 kills with the 20 millimeter. Yeah, so this does look to me like this is going to be a troubled map for people. They're not spread out properly. It seemed like everybody was over where I was. But yeah, if I turn off grass, you can see that it's kind of just a bubbled area. But if you turn it off, it is a hell of a lot less. It's just not as distracting. So, but it's not really realistic looking. So that's probably one of the downfalls to it. As you guys can see, make short work with that 20 millimeters. Definitely worth grabbing, for sure. Definitely worth grabbing. Even if I get smoked, I've gotten so much from this. Under the right circumstances, it's totally worth grabbing the 20 millimeter gun on this and just making quick work only on this map. So it's one of those, you know, if you want to make a lot of XP real fast, you know, if we win this match, it'll definitely work out. I will say though that I've been trying to experiment with the best way to use the chopper, and we have 4, you know, basically wire-guided bombs we can do. We have a couple of actual bombs we can drop, which I've actually had some trouble with it myself. Some actual, just a little bit of trouble, because they land so far from where you drop them. So that probably won't hit nothing. I got somebody. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into hover mode. Let's kind of slow down. This is probably the worst place that you could hover. So I'm going to try and get out of here. And I don't have enough time to get into hover mode. So I'm just going to try and, you know, do some damage to these guys with the limited ammunition that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and just eject out. There we go. No point. And then we just need to get into the leopard. There's no reason to kill myself or anything, you know, yet. Or to eject out of this vehicle. I'm surprised they don't just let you eject out of the vehicle. Just say, you know, getting out of the tank, you know, and just have the hatches open would be a lot better than just blowing it up. But I guess you know, you got to do it how you want to do it. You know, if you're a game developer, it's hard to find realism in games that are actually dependable. Because you know, there's a lot of balance that has to be done with a video game. You know, a lot of balancing act. You know, even if these games were you know, historically accurate in every way you could imagine, you would still run into problems with the fact that, well, let's just say if the Abrams is the best tank in the world, that probably everybody would just play an Abrams. So giving them unrealistic fire rates gives people the chance, you know, a chance if they're new to the game. But I'm going to say if you're in your first tier 10 and, you know, you should be playing this game mode to learn where to shoot all the most popular vehicles. You know, and I'll say the Abrams usually takes 2 shots regardless. I have gotten 1 shots on it, but I'm just saying that it's relatively difficult to just one-shot it. That's my 3rd shot. Hopefully they don't hit me. I'm gonna try and just get away from them. Yeah. Main reason why I'd like to get away from them is if I'm in front of them, they're just gonna annihilate me. So if I get around behind them just kind of pick them off from distance. A lot of times from the back, this will pierce through the ammunition locker and detonate the ammo inside, but it does have to be from directly behind. And you will see that they will turn around to prevent that. Did you see it? There's another, there's actually 2 storage areas in the Abrams. Yeah, looks like this may not be a winning match again. I had 2 of them. I had one really good one where I did 49 kills. But I think the thing is, a lot of people don't realize is that it's really about tracking the vehicle in front of it. You know, if you track the vehicle, it'll stop the whole thing. Like this guy did the right choice, right? You track it, and then it basically the whole column stops. So it's probably the only way you can. It's the only way you can play this. So we've gotten a couple rounds, and this has been pretty decent. They don't normally use the light tank again, except for if you play in a lower bracket. So I may or may not be ejecting. At least somebody's using the anti-air. Yeah, the ADAD, that thing's ridiculous. Yeah, so I lowered my resolution. A lot of the stuff I was using was kind of unnecessary. But I do want to use the my higher tank, so I'm gonna just be really risky. Sit out in the open. See if yeah, when this thing's fully upgraded, the ammunition and motor, the load. I mean, I have 100% crew in this, so it's just ridiculous. It's not an ace crew. It's a expert crew. Yeah, I found this out the other day too, which is if you can get behind these guys, you can really F them up. Any tank, obviously. They're with the 20mm gun. You can break the gun barrel. Yeah, you can break the gun barrel at close range using the 20mm, which is pretty good, I think. If you're up close and you're in the middle of a reload, you can basically break their gun barrel with it. So if they don't shoot you right off the bat, 'cause I mean, honestly, if you shoot that lower glacis, it's done, you know. But if you don't let them do it, or if they miss, you can do what I was saying. Yeah, I knew the Leopard 2A, they're really accurate, especially while moving, even in, I'm pretty sure in real life. Yeah, we're toast. I could repair, yeah, 50 seconds. It's not worth it. It's better to just eject. Actually, oh, I thought I was gonna be able to fire. Oh, I can't even fire. Okay, so 23 kills, 14 assists. Now we can go ahead and jump into the tank that we're actually supposed to be making a video. Now you can see that it's almost double the price to run this. So we need to be super accurate. We need to be super careful. You know, we aren't going to pin every shot, but we can at least try to with this vehicle, and it seems to be like that's what it needs. It needs you to take your time, you know, keep it in its best position. Keep it in its best position, which is usually cover. You need some sort of cover. Otherwise, you know, yeah. You keep it in cover. And then every game that you can, try to get a reload on that rack. Because right now there's, what is that, 11 shots left. That's actually a lot of shots. I could take out 11 tanks, but if I have some, say, bad luck, or maybe there are some terrain. There's some terrain that you can go to, and it's just terrible. Seriously, the terrain is absolutely horrible, and when they drive over it, it's almost impossible to hit them. You know, to hit them in a good place. And of course, this is the Abrams, so I don't know what that guy is doing. Like, you trying to use me as cover? Seriously. Alright, we're gonna switch to our AP rounds. Get that driver. Try and pin the neck there. As I said, when you get into a situation like this where it seems like everybody's over here, leaving that area over here completely wide open, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can slow them down. And then we are going to go ahead and not use any helicopters. Yeah, if you turn off grass, the terrain looks horrible. I couldn't believe how bad it looked. But it's performance-wise, it you know, truly makes a difference. So what we need to do is, instead of going for kills, we need to stop the lead vehicle. Like, this guy stopped that one. Yeah, I did not stop that vehicle, which sucks. But it is working out. These guys do. It looks to me like they know what they're doing, which is good. And then I got my guns all toast, so how much ammunition we have? So we fired 5 shells. Let's see what this guy said. No team problem, you selfish. Let me destroy planes and others destroy tanks. Yeah, I agree. When you're trying to play, and somebody keeps, you know, people that don't need to kill planes, kill them. But I will say, if you're an anti-aircraft and you're shooting at vehicles and you forget about the planes, somebody's gonna get bombed. And when that happens, usually, we're gonna switch back to heat. When that happens, usually there's a serious problem. I kind of wish that bushes would, you know, like, I wish I knew if I was detected or not. Yeah, I wish I knew if I was detected. Because sometimes you can sit in a bush and fire, and I thought maybe it was the same as World of Tanks, but as soon as I fired, that was it. Ooh. Must have got me right in my ammo rack, guaranteed. They're HE shells, I think, but it does fire rockets. Yeah, you can actually team kill with helicopters. I actually don't understand why that's possible. Like, it shouldn't be possible. You know what I mean? Like, it should not be possible. Yeah, this guy's probably having the same problems as me, where he fires and then he's sitting there waiting for 2 minutes, and because he doesn't want to actually, you know, have to pay more than 3,000, you know, and you'll have to pay 3,000. Oh my God, look at that! They snatched kills. Yeah, that's D-bag right there, D-bag stuff. Yeah, if it's anti-aircraft, if you're an anti-aircraft, it costs you 5,000 to even 8,000 silver to use it. So somebody sits there and tries to cover us, maybe because they were getting hit themselves, and then some ass, instead of just focusing on the ground targets, you know, does the exact opposite, which is just, you know. Yeah, I think we have enough time to slow down. Get this thing stopped. I'm gonna go ahead and just go full reverse. Go into hover. Where the hell did they go? Oh well. Alright, I need to be over here. This is the worst area to be in this base. It's like you have the high ground, but all the other vehicles will shoot right at your lower plate. Yeah, I think coming here is something World of Tanks should have, is where you can sit there and get used to vehicles and figure out where to hit them, give you ideas of how to shoot at angles on the move. I recommended it when I was actually a community contributor. I recommended it. I was like, hey, you know, you guys should do this. And they did add in the war stories, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Whoa! That's crazy. I should be dead. I don't know what hit me. Seriously, I don't know what hit me, but I should be dead right now. That was crazy. I wonder what hit me. I could probably look. I've noticed this weekend, since now I know that you know, all year-round children are out of school, all that stuff. I'm gonna try and slow them down right there. In the hood, or in the mood, sorry. Oh, you can't jump that? That sucked. Yeah, that guy seems like he's real pissed. That wasn't nowhere near where I was aiming. Track him. Try and track this guy too. So we can stop this. Stop them from getting into the cap. Here we go. Yeah, I think that I was actually shot by one of my own teammates with a helicopter, because there was nothing next to me. There was nothing there. Yeah, look at, I'm in this weird game glitch. I was like really far away. That was weird. Some kind of bug, huh? Yeah, that's all you gotta do is stop them. You don't have to actually kill them right away. Just make sure that you get them stopped. See, the ammunition's right there. I didn't detonate it though. I need to get healed up. Yeah, there's an auto drive, but when you click it, watch, I'll click it, it takes it twice as long to get going. If I just hold it down, it gets going. See how much shells we got? 8 shells left. Yeah, 34 kills. I'll tell you right now that the Abrams, the M1 Abrams, that one's, yeah, look, another glitch where I'm stuck. I was stuck in like zoomed out mode. Crazy. Yeah, with the Leopard you can get a twofer, so because it's right there, the ammunition, you can track it and hit that ammo. Now I will say this, one of the trolliest things you can do is don't put any ammo in the front. And all it does is kill your driver, which gives you an opportunity to kind of take advantage of, you know, because the only other weak point would be the ammo rack, which is in the turret. So if you're only carrying 15 shells, but overall, I want to say that this tank is OP. It is. So is the next tank in its generation, just because of the gun. It's super accurate, real easy to use. You don't have to have a fully trained crew. Depending on what you're doing with it, whether you're trying to, depending on the game mode, it's obviously much better when you're playing in multiplayer. I can just say that right now, that it's just better in multiplayer. If we get a winning game on this, it'll be nice. I like this zoomed out helicopter mode we got going now with the tanks. So 7 shells. Yeah, in order to fix it, that's a hell of a bug. Seriously, that's a bug. This little area right here sucks. When you peek over like this, you're giving your front plate, as you can see, or the ass of your motor. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna get killed. There really isn't anything I can do here except for try and slide over like this. But at least they're not shooting at anybody else, so I could try and stay alive, I think. Could try and stay alive. Like I said, if you're trying to live in a tank, this thing actually is pretty survivable. I mean, it can be one shot, obviously, if they hit the ammunition, but a lot of times it will survive or survive through the day. So let's see if I could track these guys. Oh, my gun's toast now. I'm gonna go ahead and eject. There we go. Maybe it'll fix that glitch. Yeah, I just got hit from behind, I think. Oh, no, it was from the side. We got this, though. I think this is the last wave. The guy was so pissed off he just put a whole chapter into the chat. Yeah, I would say that those vehicles were absolutely messed up. Probably from an aircraft. Probably only have one crew and I'm the driver. So 43, not as good as the last game, but a total of 43,000 XP. Pretty good. Seriously, pretty good, I think. No comments. We're at 31 minutes. So we could do one more game, which would add in another 30 minutes to this video. So yeah, we're fully modified, and we got the D23, which has a 410 pin, and we have the 650 heat shell, which is the only standard. Now, just to show you guys something, under research, we can actually test drive the Leopard 2A5. So I would say when you get, I think you can test drive the vehicle before. So I could have test driven the Leopard 2A4, which is what I'm going to do is when I get to the, I'm going to see what the next tank's like by test driving it. But anyway, so if we preview this thing, it has a pretty good armor still, even though I know that it's been nerfed. If we go with projectile at 1,000 meters, you can see that it's pretty. This is, you can get through the turret ring on any. You're never going to be this accurate at 1,000. I was kind of disappointed that they added in a weakness to underneath the gun, which kills, everybody but the gunner. So that's the weakest point. If you guys check it out, it should actually, in real life, it should actually have the same plate here. But you can see they really nerfed it. Like, even though it's, it says 3 something, it pretty much goes through. But yeah, you can see that the panel's missing where that should be. And they made it there to give this thing such a super weakness. The panels can be shot off as well. Yeah, these panels can be shot. Detonate the ammo rack. It does seem like these have a little bit better protection, but you're still going to ammo rack. This is with the shell we're using. If we switch to heat, you guys can see at 1,000 meters, it still gets through. But that's the sweet spot right there. With heat, it's not going to do much. But you can clearly see that if you shoot there, you're going to kill the whole crew. And so it's kind of messed up because I looked at the real picture of this, and it does have the same thing here as it does here. So yeah, you can see here that it's like, what the hell? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So it's not quite as good as it was back when it was first released, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I would say, I guess if you're in gun depression, Should be good if you're in gun depression. But 500 is usually the average shot. So the DM33 shell, which is its own shell. Yeah, I think it would be kind of hard to get that shot. But if you shot right here, look at that, it kills all three. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if you can get a ricochet shot in it. I'm pretty sure you can get a shot to come in from underneath the gun and hit the ammunition rack. But yeah, so this one has a hell of a lot more pin. I think it's its secondary shell. So the D33 does 480. Goes right through that. Yeah, look at that. It goes through the top there. That doesn't make any sense. Look at this. Why is it... It still has to travel through this and go through the spaced armor and through the composite. That's crazy. Oh, whatever. I mean, I guess you gotta have stuff the way it is. But yeah, it shouldn't actually ping because I mean, you basically have the shell on the outside that gives you more added armor, and then you have the same exact 580 that you have on the A4. So, but whatever, you know, it's still a good, still a decent vehicle. I mean, I probably should have. I'll say that if you're gonna do this, I would say concentrate. As far as I've only played the German and U.S. I'm gonna say that the Abrams is probably the one you want to go for sure. And if you have the money, you could actually just buy it. You don't have to earn it. You could just buy it. It would be pay to win, pretty pay to win, but you know, I would say that in all honesty, playing the German tech tree, they start giving you what is it? More advanced weapons faster. So at tier 4, you get the M46, M47, and then the M48 is a 7.7. If you play the German tech tree, tier 5, you get at tier 7.7, you get the M48A2, which is a pretty decent and fun tank to play for its tier. It's the top tier for a 5, so that's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, we'll be getting the next, probably today, one more game, and we'll get this. It has to be a winning game, so if anybody comments, I'll do that right now. But since nobody has commented, I'm gonna go ahead and say, might as well just I'll catch you guys again, and I'll get some of it upgraded, get kind of familiar with it, and then we'll do that next time. Anyway, thanks for checking out my stream here. Hoping to get more people watching my streams with War Thunder. Obviously, you know, not playing World of Tanks is going to hamper that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that a lot of people were, I'm going to say, harassing me pretty severely on World of Tanks for the entire time I was doing YouTube videos, and there's too much hate going on in that game. That's why, you know, there's about 20 reasons why I stopped playing it, but that was really what bugged me. Was after I was done playing, if I was streaming or if I was trying to show somebody something in a tank, people would go out of their way to just try and make me look like a fool because they could see me, you know, with about 3 seconds delay. So if I was using terrain for my advantage, they would. It's called screen sniping, but that was pretty much, I thought that was dastardly. Anyway, thanks for watching episode 14, and see you later.